It will soon be time to hit the road again. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 American road trips to take in 2021. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the most beautiful and unique road trips within the United States. In the name of variety, we'll be including anything from scenic drives that can be stretched to last a long weekend to epic journeys spanning thousands of miles. Number 10. Great River Road. The mighty Mississippi has long inspired a sense of wonder and adventure in not only Americans, but around the world. Among other works, it's central to Mark Twain's iconic novel The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Though we don't recommend setting out on a raft, the Mississippi River can be appreciated in all its glory from the comfort of dry land by following the Great River Road. Though it does have some deviations, the Great River Road National Scenic Byway largely hugs the Mississippi, carrying you through numerous states across roughly 3,000 miles of road. Not only does this allow you to appreciate the Mississippi in all its glory, but you also pass through breathtaking natural spaces, with plenty of quaint riverside towns to explore along the way. Number 9. Blue Ridge Parkway. Though it arguably makes for a pretty drive year-round, Blue Ridge Parkway is, first and foremost, an autumn road trip. This eastern scenic drive connects two national parks, Great Smoky Mountains in Cherokee, North Carolina, and Shenandoah in Virginia. Now, any road trip that begins and ends with separate national parks is already off to a great start, but while the two parks are well worth exploring, the journey between them is absolutely stunning, especially when the fall colors are in full force. Rather than driving, you feel as if you're sailing through a rolling sea of vibrant red, orange, and yellow. Adding to its appeal, this 469-mile drive is divided into distinct regions, including Ridge, Plateau, and Highlands, each with its own unique features. Number 8. Olympic Peninsula Loop. Contained to one state, this road trip still squeezes a whole lot of breathtaking American wilderness into relatively modest mileage. The 300-mile Olympic Peninsula Loop actually encircles the country's largest road-free stretch of land, continentally speaking. And yet somehow it's conveniently located just outside of Seattle. The Olympic Peninsula encapsulates dramatic cliffs, beaches, woodlands, and the Olympic National Park, which is home to the beautiful Hoh Rainforest. For anyone who's ever dreamed of seeing the awe-inspiring giant red cedar in person, this is a great place to do it. Honestly, driving the Olympic Peninsula Loop is so immersive that you may struggle to believe that you're still in America and not some far-off land. Other highlights along the route include Madison Creek Falls, Ruby Beach, Cape Flattery, Merriman Falls, Kurt Cobain Memorial Park, and for enophiles, the Stottle Winery Tasting Room. Number 7. Big Sky Country. There are few drives that will make you feel quite as small as this one. But we mean that in the best possible way. The road from Jackson, Wyoming to Glacier, Montana, or vice versa, is approximately 440 miles and can be accomplished in roughly 7.5 hours. Given the popularity of these two destinations, many an overeager road tripper has pushed through it in a single day to maximize their time in the parks. But talk about a wasted opportunity. With so much natural beauty and scenic pit stops along the way, you can very well stretch this out to cover a good couple of days or even a week. The landscape is ever-changing but consistently grand. Geysers, waterfalls, lush valleys, towering mountain peaks, and glaciers, the scenic vistas along this drive have got them all. Number 6. The Loneliest Road. Don't let the name scare you away from it. Though stretches of this highway are indeed quite desolate, it actually makes for a rather surreal and contemplative drive. It's a trip in more senses than one. US Route 50 actually runs across the country from east to west, beginning in Maryland and ending in California. From start to finish, it covers 12 states, meaning that, despite the name, you'll be passing through a wide variety of environments, including a few state capitals. Other highlights along US 50 include the Appalachian Mountains, Lake Tahoe, the Rocky Mountains, and Monongahela National Forest. Of course, the most remarkable part of this journey is without a doubt the roughly 400 miles of distance covered in Nevada, where a pervasive sense of fascinating isolation abounds. Number 5. New England Circuit. Seafood lovers, this one's for you. A road trip through New England can be tackled a number of ways, but thankfully great bites of food are a guarantee no matter how you slice it. You can hug the coast or do a loop starting in any one of the 6 states that make up the region. As for highlights, there are too many to name. A trip to Cape Cod is a must. Martha's Vineyard in particular is a place everyone should experience at least once. Same goes with Portland, Maine, which is a real foodie heaven. In Massachusetts, Old Kings Highway will bring you to some of the oldest towns in American history, among other landmarks and sites relating to the founding of the colonies. If you want to include some big city thrills to this trip, Boston never disappoints. Number 4. Las Vegas Loop. The appeal of this particular road trip is that it's got a great sense of duality to it. You begin and end in Las Vegas, which is just about as concentrated a dose of excess and man-made fun you could ever ask for. It's a real exercise in sensory overload, but undeniably entertaining in small doses. Enjoy those luxuries while you can, however, because the Las Vegas Loop is otherwise made up of almost exclusively natural spaces, where you'll hopefully be doing nothing but hiking and camping. Your trip will carry you from Nevada into the states of Utah and Arizona, on the border of which lies Monument Valley. The other key attractions along this route are the Grand Canyon and 3 national parks: Arches, Bryce Canyon, and Zion. They're each spectacular in their own way, so we highly recommend visiting them all. Number 3. The Road to Hana. When you think of classic American road trips, Hawaii is just about the last state that comes to mind. For starters, you can't get there by car. But even once there, many people are perfectly content to find a nice stretch of beach and just relax. More adventurous visitors to Hawaii, however, will tell you that renting a car will completely change your experience, showing you a side of this natural paradise seen by only a fraction of visitors. The Road to Hana is located on the island of Maui and runs along its less frequented east coast. It can be done in a day, but can equally be stretched out with a couple of nights in Hana or the town of Paia. The Road to Hana brings you through a rugged and dramatic landscape of red and black beaches, lush rainforest, and picturesque waterfalls complete with pools to swim in. Specific highlights include the Hana Lava Tube, Ho'okipa Lookout, and the 7 sacred pools. Number 2. Pacific Coast Highway. This stunning road trip begins in San Francisco and ends in San Diego or Los Angeles. Of course, like all the aforementioned trips, it can equally be done in the reverse order. Either way, this dramatic coastal drive, also known simply as Highway 1, is guaranteed to fill you with a sense of wonder. Part of what makes this span so special is that it delivers breathtaking natural vistas and perfectly spaced out coastal towns. Look on in awe as you drive atop towering cliffs with the surf crashing below. Breathe in the fresh air of Big Sur, and traverse the famous Bixby Bridge. And then grab a burger, fish taco, or craft beer in towns like Monterey or Carmel by the Sea. If you're looking to extend the trip, hop onto Route 101 to check out the Redwood Forest past Mendocino. Number 1. Route 66. Call it a predictable top choice if you want, but there's no shame in going with a classic. And when it comes to road trips in America, it doesn't get much more iconic than Route 66. This time-honored trail begins in Chicago and crosses the country diagonally to end in Los Angeles. Once a major artery that has since been replaced by more efficient routes, Route 66 is a living testament to a bygone era of domestic American travel, a time when road trips were the rule rather than the exception. It's kitschy, it's retro, and just a whole lot of fun. This roughly 2,500-mile journey is still dotted with all manner of quirky roadside attractions, hotels, and diners, all of which harken back to its heyday in the mid-20th century. When you travel Route 66, you do it in the best of company, the countless road trippers who came before you. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.